locomotive is a bit busted, but still drivable. We're going to have to carefully get it to a service centre and get it fixed up, as well as refueled. On our way there, we'll cover the basics of railway rules.
Well, hi everybody and welcome to today's video. So last time we looked at the first tutorial on train life, and today I'm going to look at I'm going to do my part 2 video, which is basically on the second tutorial. So let's have a look at that and let's see how we go and get further into this game. So the locomotive you're in requires repairs and refuelling, indicated by the yellow icons next to the speedometer. You'll need to get to a service centre. We'll go over various driving rules on your way there. So release the handbrake. Okay.
Take a careful look at the speed signs and signals here. These will help inform you about what speeds you can expect to be limited to, as well as what speeds to expect in future signal blocks.
Okay, so drive past the first set of speed signals. Which looks like it's these first two here. Which says 30. I've just realised that on the speedometer there's a little circle with a 30 in it, so it looks like that tells you what the actual speed limit is anyway. So we now need to drive past the second set of speed signals. So we're looking for some more orange speed signals. So it says the next speed limit, signal is blinking yellow. This means the speed limit will be decreased in the block after it. Okie dokie. Looks like we're just coming up to some here. So we can see the flashing amber or blinking yellow, and it's going to be going down to 20 at the next one. By the
Inclines and declines are an important factor to think about when driving a locomotive. Increase the throttle and pick up more speed to handle inclines, but always be prepared to scale the throttle back and increase the brakes if there's a decline soon after.
So we're now going to drive past the third set of speed signals, and as we can see in our speedo on the right, we have underneath the actual current speed we have a 30, which is the current, and I'm assuming that 20 below it means that's what the next one is anyway. So we can use both the signs and the HUD. Just down, let's get my speed down a bit.
Remember, your locomotive is already looking a bit worse for wear. Let's use the regular brakes to slow down before these next signals, just to be safe.
So remember, on the brakes I did remap it to the RB for brakes up and left button for brakes down. Actually slowing down on its own. What's that saying? An approaching train has been spotted, has it? So at the end of the decline is a set of blocking signals. Stop the locomotive before then. Or before then. Be careful about your durability though. Try to use your regular brakes to slow down. This felt brakes run, I've just realised. Somebody needs to get the spell checker on the go, I think.
Take careful note of the blocking signal lights and what they signify. Blocking signals update any time a train enters or leaves a block, so keep a close eye on these while you drive.
So red light means that the following section is occupied, should not be entered. Blue and yellow lights, let me just put my brake on again. Blue and yellow lights mean you can proceed with caution. A block adjacent to this one is occupied and you should be on the lookout for red lights to avoid a collision. Choose a track at the junction and drive past the other locomotive. Well, if I zoom in, I can see the red lights there and the locomotive up ahead, so we obviously don't want to be going on the right track. So this comes to the point where we need to change tracks using the Y button. So let's press the Y button, that's changed it over to the left track, and it means we can now safely proceed. And the speed limit, we need to bear in mind, is still 20, it still tells us under the actual current speed. Just take my throttle off and just let it coast in. If you are liking the videos, everybody, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. It'd be much appreciated. A little bit of brake just to bring it to a stop. Not too much though. There we go.
Ah, a service centre. These will be the lifeblood of our journey. We can buy new locomotives, new parts, or customise our locomotives and transportation mode here.
Just trying to get a bit of an outside look for a change. Okay, so before you is a service centre. It's an important facility you'll be using quite often to do all the train maintenance as well as reversing the direction in which you drive. So we need to slow down to a full stop before the service centre and enter the service centre. Okie dokie. Let's take off the brake and increase the throttle a bit then. Being mindful of the fact that we're still in the 20 zone, and I can see ahead that there are a couple of V's, which is our target area and the entrance to the service centre. Just take the throttle back off and just coast. Now I do know from playing on the Xbox that you know, if any of you watching haven't actually played this game, there's some brilliant sights. It's basically like Euro Truck Sim 2 but on a train, and it goes all over Europe, and the graphics and the sights are really, really good. So if you're into trains, train games, and you haven't come across this one before, it's well worth a look at. Because we're in the training area, we obviously can't see an awful lot just where we are at the moment, but bear with it and keep watching the videos and you'll soon see what it's all about. There we go. So now I do know, I remember doing this tutorial on the Xbox, and at this point I was really struggling to understand what to do, because I was assuming that these doors in front of me were going to open up or something, and I was going to be allowed to drive into the service centre, but no, that's not the case. You basically press your confirmation button, so in my case that's the A button, and it doesn't explain that anywhere. All it says is enter the service centre. And you're thinking, well, how do I enter the service centre? So yeah, it is simply press the confirmation button. So make sure your handbrake's on, press the confirmation
Always make
button.
sure your locomotive is topped up with fuel and repaired to prevent catastrophic issues.
So I'll switch across to fix all with the D-pad and press A to fix. And looking at the top right, it says repair the locomotive, which we've done, and refuel the locomotive. So that's obviously the next one along the top, using the RB button, and we'll refuel all and press A to confirm.
Let's reverse our locomotive with the service centre's roundtable and head back out.
So what have we got here? I'm just looking through this menu actually. We've got game mode, so we've got passengers, postage or cargo mode, and we've got manage locomotives, so that will be when we've got more locomotives to choose from. And there's the locomotive store, and we can upgrade the trains. Then there are customization elements there, and this is the reverse train part which it's wanting us to do, so we will press A to reverse, and that's reverse the train or the locomotive. We need to exit the service centre, so press B and we're back out on the track.
There's a locomotive ahead occupying one of the blocks. That said, the other block is free.
So let's get back inside the train, and can we see a locomotive ahead? Can't see one at the moment. Choose a track at the junction, drive past the locomotive on the hill. Now I can't see a locomotive from here. I don't know whether it's my aging eyes that's the problem, or I can't see a thing, but let's just roll with it. So let's get the train moving. We'll take off the brakes, add some throttle. Oh, you take the handbrake off, add some throttle, and off we go. I'll keep it zoomed in so we can see what we're doing. If I press Y for right, so they're both blue, so it's not showing us anything at the moment. See what happens when we get further up to the next junction. Back into a 20, if I've been saying miles per hour zone before, it's 20k, isn't it? 20 kilometers an hour. So okay, so I can see there's a red light. If I just stop the train, there's a red light on the right of my track, which basically means that that track is closed. So the other one has a blue light, which means we can proceed. So what we need to do is press Y. Well, actually it's already selected left anyway, hasn't it? So we don't need to do that. So we can see on the bottom left corner it says left is highlighted, and so we can proceed, and it should take us over onto the left track. Start to coast a little bit, so we're not breaking the limit. So we've got the choose a track at the junction ticked, so we just need to pass the other locomotive now. Just increase the throttle slightly just to help it up the incline. Let's bring the zoom back out now. Actually, I forgot I was zoomed in. That's a weird thing about this game. I always thought that when you zoom in, kind of gives you the impression that you're going slower, which, you know, in reality that wouldn't really be the case. It's still like you're going the same speed whether you lean forward or not, really. So it's obviously just an element of how the game works. Oh, let's reduce our speed. Way too quick. Oh, it's okay, we're only 30 now, so we're fine. Just take my eye off the ball for a moment there, and it looks like we need to come to a stop on that green bit of track there. So, even though it says drive past, it looks like it's wanting us to stop.
Oh, another locomotive is up ahead. Take care to avoid it. If you make a mistake, remember to use your emergency brakes.
Well, we didn't have to stop in the end. I suppose it was just guiding us up to that point, informing us that that was the locomotive it was talking about. So let's just coast down this hill a bit. So there's another locomotive to pass. Keep watching signal signs, it should be fine. So we need to choose a track at the next junction and drive past the third locomotive. So we're looking for our red signal, which tells us we can't use that particular track. And we're going to slow down just a little bit, just to give us a little bit more time to see what we're doing. We're coming into a 30 zone. And it's the right track we can't use, so we need to use the left one. We've got left selected, so we're okay. We can proceed. Let's reduce the throttle. But yeah, like I was trying to say earlier, it is very much like the Euro Truck Sim 2 train version, if you like. So if you like Euro Truck Sim 2 and you haven't come across this game before, you've not played a train game before or anything like that, well worth a look at. Well worth a look at. Just a little bit more brake. Bring it to a nice stop.
If you can avoid fines and collisions, you'll be able to do just fine, engineer.
Ah, okay, we need to proceed to the end of the track. Okay, and that looks like that's the end of the part 2 tutorial. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, everybody, and if you have liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I'll be looking at the next tutorial in the next video. So until then, take care and we'll see you then. Bye for now.